the way my dad,
so
the G was silent, but I wasn't raised that way, so we pronounced the G, so either way.
Well, we are ready to go. Season 2023, this is the Jamboree. What a spirited stadium it is here in Sandy Canyon, Pineville, Louisiana. And we are underway. That one is high and it is short, backing up and pulling that one in. And now coming to the near side, that's Mingo. Mingo's going to try his hand at getting back to the sideline and goes nowhere, but the Trojans will be in business starting from the 33-yard line. And we'll see that NASCAR offense come out. Coach, they came out and threw the ball a lot in that JV and freshman game.
I'll tell you, it was impressive. It really was. Obviously they started a little slow on the first of the freshman game, but boy, they really finished it well.
Ty Feaster in at quarterback, of course. He's got Lindsey behind him. To the near side is Mingo and E.J. Scott. That's 11. Mingo is in the slot, and that's where you want Mingo, is in the slot, because he can make a lot of things happen. Out at that H-back this year is Tanner Townsend. We saw that young man play a lot last year.
Yeah, I was curious if they were going to put him in there, if they were going to go, 4 wide.
They like to move that H-back around, and you'll see that 4 wide set. Feaster from the shotgun, and here we go, 1st and 10. Trojans possibly drawing someone offside. Now they'll go and look, and when they turn, you see that is Darius Washington out at the wideout nearest that Trojan bench. Feaster claps and brings it. He's got Lindsey up the middle, and Lindsey still rumbles out for about 8 right up the middle. And if you can have success up the middle, that's what you like. And quickly, that Trojan offense hurries to the line. Not a few seconds off of that play clock. Handoff again to JT up the middle. He's got the first down. Out to the 46-yard line is where they'll mark him, and it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans. 14:39 and counting here as we go. The clock will not move much. We'll keep up with it as best we can to give you an idea of where it's at. 1st down and 10, Trojans back to Feaster. This is his first pass. It is complete outside and staying in bounds as Washington finally driven out of bounds.
Yeah, he threw it back shoulder, turned away from the defender. Very good completion there.
Give him 2.5. Make it a long 2nd down and 8. Lindsey switches sides and now to the near side. 2 receivers are the same one to the top. Snap is back. Lindsey's got it again. He's trying to get to the corner and does. Now cuts to the inside. There goes JT. There goes Lindsey. He's to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Trojans. Touchdown, JT Lindsey.
Hey, that's where that H-back, man, Townsend, he sealed the edge there, and I mean, it was lights out from there.
Let's go back and see if we can watch that again. We'll double-click there and get over to our BU Designs instant replay. You get an opportunity to watch just the toss out to Lindsey, the kind of an inside handoff. When he gets that corner, Coach, he just went to the house and a big-time run. JT Lindsey, back to live action we go as you see Lindsey get into the end zone there. Just 43 seconds off. Out of the hole to Mingo. Gets it down. That kick is up, and it is well good. What a great job by number 25, Bodie Van Dyke. And the Trojans are on board 7-0. Going to take a step away, take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back right after this.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back 43 seconds into this one, Coach. What did you take out of that one?
I tell you, you run 2 up the middle, good gains. Well, the first one was a very good gain for 1st down. Then you had a short run, little pass out to the wing back out there for 1st down, and then boom, busted outside to the outside. Townsend with the block, sit off it. Got Shannon Mesh here with the kickoff for the Trojans.
And a long line of Trojan kickers, and we'll see. We saw Mesh really do well last year at the end of it as he was coming along.
Yeah, soccer player, coached him for years.
Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah. Taking to 13. Good tackle there.
Yeah, out to the 24-yard line.
Number 22, Jason Blackwell with the tackle. DB. And here we go. Can Wright do it?
So that's what we talked about. You look across. Aiden Walker anchors the defensive line. He moved from that linebacker spot down to the line where he'll give. But just looking in the middle at some of the guys that they have. It's a lot of good work. It's going to be anchored in the middle by Marion Ford there, number 5. Keep an eye on him. Jeremiah Wright is number 94 down along the line. And getting some of the other guys. Elijah Nelson is down there, number 95. And you see a lot of shifting now for that Rebel offense. Handoff goes up the middle and not near the success that was had by the Trojans on their first run. That was Nelson and Walker combining on that one.
Yep. Yeah, they plugged the gap there, stayed in their gaps, held their own. Did really well. They wrapped up, which we didn't see much earlier.
So another thing we didn't see much is the 20s on the play clock.
Yeah.
And now you'll see Pineville likes to just do that and not turn the ball back over to that high-powered Trojan offense.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key. That's the key.
13:33 and counting. Handoff once again goes up the middle, and there's that big interior line. That is Jeremiah Wright. Also in on the stop with him, Jalen Kirk, the linebacker, coming up and making the play, and that'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that quickly. I mean, boy, if they don't get it here, momentum's all on the Trojan side if they don't get the first down here.
It is, and, the problem with just sitting back and trying to grind that ball away, if you don't get things going, then you give it back over to that Trojan offense, and they'll get going. 3rd down and 7. Rebels have it from their own 27-yard line. Have to get out near the 34. Going to be a little pitch back, and that's clear to the near side, but coming up, and ball is on the ground, but going to be out near 1st down. Looks like about a yard shy of it where they're marking it, but coming up making a good open field tackle. And it will be 4th down now.
Jamboree, you going to go for it?
Absolutely, you do.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Well, if you're that confident in your running game, you come out and do that. I still, goodness, they'll come out and play a little field position. Going back, Coach, I'll let you see who's going back. Looks like 43, maybe going back to kick. But watch a snap perhaps to the up back in this one at 4th and short.
Say it was 43 was their punter in the freshman game. It might be the same young man.
Washington, I believe, is back as that kick. Yeah. Now, that's why you kick it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 30, and that's where the Trojans will take over. That was a good job on a high kick from Darius Washington. Coach, you want to make sure that you're able to go out there and field that, because when it is that high, you've got that punt team down on you.
That's it. I mean, he did a great job there. Kept his eye on the ball. We saw last year LSU and Florida State, how important that is. I mean,
how important is next weekend when that one's coming back around?
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Talking about Coach Bachman, I mean, he's going to see Guillory next Sunday. That's going to remind him of that team you were talking about earlier.
You're exactly right. Coming to the near side is E.J. Scott. My Mingo lines up there at the slot. JT, who scored on that big touchdown run, is back there with Feaster. Mingo goes into motion now. He'll be the slot back to the far side. Lindsey trying to get back to the outside, but that's a good job coming up and making a play by number 2 of the Rebels.
I'll tell you, number 72, their tackle. I mean, their guard, he pulled, and he just missed that safety. If he would have got the safety, he'd been on.
Give him 3, 2nd down and 7 now. Feaster surveys that offense. Mingo comes in. Nobody to the near side now. JT's going to get it. No, they toss it back to Johnson. Johnson's got to get to the outside. Now cuts back inside. There goes Jalen, 50. Now 40 goes Jalen, 30, 20. They're not going to get him. He pulls up, goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Touchdown, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, no flags on the field. I'll tell you what, speed kills. I mean, it's just nothing they can do about that. They just needed one block.
Another big run. Let's take a look at it on our BU Designs instant replay. And you'll watch the fake to Lindsey, and coming back around the far side was Jalen Johnson. He surveys the field as good as anyone, cuts back to the inside, and he is gone, lining up as Van Dyke for the extra point. As you watch the instant replay, courtesy of BU Designs, and back to live action we go. Mingo down to hold as it is Trojans 13 and now 14. I'm telling you what, I'm very impressed with the leg of that young man. Going to take a break. We'll step away. It is 14-0 Trojans, and we'll be back right after this from Jason Hawk.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers. And we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
We are back to live action. Trojans lead this one 14-0 here off two big runs and mesh set to take this one again. Coach, recap that second score for us.
I tell you what, he lined up his block perfect. There was one person that could have gotten him. He waited. He was patiently. The defender went outside. He went inside, and he was to the house.
That kick is going to be caught there short of the 10-yard line, coming to the near side. And we saw the Rebels do really well in their JV and freshman games at returning kicks. Landon Grimes, who one of the most explosive players that's on this Rebel lineup. We've seen him as a freshman come in and win their Ironman, which was the most weight that was lifted. Came in and did that as just a freshman.
Yeah, I was blocking the back there. I'm going to bring him back.
14-0, your Trojans on top in this one. That block in the back will push things back inside the 15. It looks like just inside the 13, outside the 12. So the ball sits halfway between the 12 and the 13, and that's where the Rebels will start things with their second possession.
Yeah, you look at the defensive line, senior, junior. It's the upperclassmen these guys have.
Again, Walker moving from linebacker to defensive line, and there's that shift again. Wright moves his troops around also. Motion, and the Rebels go right back up the middle. And Coach, not finding a lot of success there in the middle of that defensive line, which is the teeth of that Trojan defense.
Yeah, Wright and Walker gap. They're in the gaps. They're holding their own. Using their hands, and wrapping up. And then the linebackers are just free to make the plays as well.
Safeties Jaden Lewis and Jason Blackwell are coming up. So you've got all 11 guys, Coach, within about 6 yards of the football now. Look how tight they come, and it's still that spread formation a little bit. You've got, I guess, two H-backs to either side of it. Here comes one in motion. There's that toss back to the near side. Good pursuit by Walker, but he gets out of that one. And that will be brought down by the aforementioned Jaden Lewis.
Yeah, he covered that. Walker almost had him. Lewis there to close it off.
Impressed with the way that Lewis is playing as a junior out of that safety spot. He pursued from the far side safety spot to come up and play that. Did a great job keying in on the run. Also out there defensively, you see Xavier White, and just a good crew.
Yeah, the penetration there on the defensive line as well.
Coverage to the near side is 21, and Carrick Gaines, the sophomore. Long tradition of Gaines that have played here at Ash. Now they try to go the other way, but Aiden Walker just slams in there and blows that one up, and oh, baby, that was a big one.
All right, big fella, get back there. Let's do this again. Good job.
Goodness, like he was in the huddle before that one came out, and it'll be fourth down again, and the Rebels are forced to punt. And they net about 4 yards on that, so 4th down and 6. Back deep to receive, we believe, is Washington. Yeah. That is Darius Washington again. Had his season cut short last year with the back injury, but is back and ready to be explosive this year. Spread offensive line on this punt formation. And we saw this young man really put a leg into it. And that goes off the back of his up back, Coach. And how familiar is that? Out at the 31-yard line. And he was you saw the snap was short. He was right by his up back and kicked it off of the protector.
Yeah. It looks like he's cramping as well. Like I said, I don't know if he's number 43 from the game before. Looks similar, but I tell you, if he is, he was in on every play, offense and defense.
The entire game we sat and watched him. And look, his first punt was a bomb that led to the fair catch that was down here. Trojans will start in plus territory tonight for the first time. They will scrimmage from the Rebel 32-yard line, looking to add their third touchdown here in the first 6 minutes of this contest. Again, we're set for two 15-minute halves.
Yeah, didn't need to do them any favors here.
No, Mingo now in the slot to the far side. Lindsey, the running back still, but Feaster back to pass. He's going over the top is Ty. Ty's got a man in and out of the hands of E.J. Scott. Had it in right in his hands, and quickly going off is Jacoby Morris as his helmet came off.
Yeah, you got to high point that one. I mean, I know it's easy for me to say that up here, but he let that ball come towards his body. If he goes up and high points it, the DB's not even in the play there.
Yeah, had about 3 yards on him. Good pass from Feaster. Now checking in Marquise Butler to the near side. Handoff goes to Lindsey. He's trying to get to the outside. Now cuts back inside, bangs around, and gets down to the 27-yard line.
Hey, Mingo had that seal block there. Of course, the cornerback came up and made a good tackle, but Mingo sealed it off there. So, I mean, just a whole package.
I will tell you, you've seen the Rebels punt a couple of times. I don't expect the Trojans to bring out their kicking game into this at all. 3rd down and 7 for the Trojans from the Rebel 29-yard line. Feaster calls for it. Back to Lindsey. No, Feaster's going to keep it and go up the middle, and there's nobody there. Feaster to the 10-5, makes a cutback into the end zone. Touchdown tie. Feaster, touchdown Trojans.
Jeez, I tell you, I mean, you know, what are you expecting here? You're expecting them to go to one of the explosive receivers, spread them out, then all of a sudden, boy, the quarterback keeper kind of reminds me of Joe Burrow a few times.
That's very lofty praise heaped on the senior first-year starter. And let's go back and look at that one again. Brett, as you see, Feaster will call for things, fakes the handoff, and just right back up the middle he goes. Watch towards the end of the play when he fights off of the contact, bangs around and gets in. And back on the field now, the kick is up and it is good. So let's run that replay back one more time, Brett, and let's look at it again. And again, you'll look at Feaster, who fakes the handoff to Lindsey, and you've got to check down on Lindsey because Feaster has not pulled the ball down and ran the entire time. Goes up the middle, but his guys, Coach, were blocking downfield. Yeah. The receivers come in and block, and Feaster's showing that he's primed to be the quarterback for these Ash Trojans.
Yeah, I mean, they're not expecting it. You know, it's 3rd and 7. Hey, they're excited. They got a 3rd and 7, you know, possibly can, you know, get them in the 4th down, maybe make Bachman decide if he's going to go for the long field goal or go for it, and then all of a sudden, you know, you quarterback keeper, and they busted up the middle.
Another big run. That's 3 big runs in the Trojans in the first 6 minutes and 47 seconds of this one. Coach, have jumped out to a 21-0 lead.
Yeah, boy, what a start. And like I said, you don't want to – we were talking about the keys to the game. You know, what was the key? Getting Pineville off the field and Ash taking advantage of it. And boy, they have.
And they've done exactly that. And then you wanted to see the quarterback play a Feaster. And the one good throw he had over the top was dropped. It would have been a touchdown. He took things into his own hands. Coming now to the near side, and good work by the Trojans. And that's going to be down at the 22-yard line is where the Rebels have it. And the Rebels coach with about maybe 10, 12 yards of total offense, and the Trojans nearing 200 here in the first quarter.
We have a late flag here, Doug. Got a hold on Pineville.
And look again, you see Landon Grimes running that one back. Just as solid of a player as you'll find for these Rebels.
Yeah, is that the young man that's the track athlete or the field athlete as well?
I believe he is. Done just about everything here at Pineville, and is so solid, and has been that way since a freshman here. Know his parents very well, and they're great
Kyle.
folks. It's good, yeah, Kyle and Rachel, just as great of parents as you'll find, and they have their Pineville spirit and their Pineville pride, and we're proud of that young man here as well. All the way back to the 13-yard line go the Rebels. 8:03 to go here in the first half. 21-0, your Trojans on top, and it's been 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns for Alexandria tonight.
Yeah, look, I've got a couple subs here. Looks like Mason's in on defensive line here on this end here.
Back to pass now for the first time, and here comes pressure going over the top. Back in coverage again is the junior Jaden Lewis. Jaden doing great work, and we've called his name 2 or 3 times in his Trojan debut.
I'll tell you, now that's what you worry about. You know, you get there, everybody's within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. You know, defense creeps up, you try to bust one over the top, and Ash played it well. I mean, and put pressure on the quarterback.
So let me show you the correlation here. Jaden Lewis, his mom cuts the hair of our BU Designs lady.
I got
So
you.
how about that?
That's what I'm talking about.
His
Good-
dad
good
on
connection.
the near side coaching is the defensive coordinator. His stepfather is on the defensive side as the defense coordinator here for the Rebels, and Justin Charles.
House divide right
That's
now. For a couple weeks.
let me
huh?
tell you about that here after this one. So Justin and Amy have a daughter named Segan. So she, BU Designs, made a shirt for her that said just that. It was a house divided shirt that was half Rebel and half Trojan. So
Yeah, 92 Mason there just had to go off with his helmet. I tell you, I wonder if they even, even tighten their chin straps anymore. It seems like there's been a lot of that. Of course, it's the first week, so maybe they'll get through that.
maybe so. Officials timeout on there. We'll take it with them. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them, and our producer's is gonna get used to us how quickly we call for it. But we'll be right back after.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of...
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving?
Back to live action we go following the mandated timeout. Trojans still, coach, within about 7 yards of the ball, 3rd down and 7. Back to pass. Here comes pressure up the middle as the screen is set up. It's completed, but there's a bevy of Trojans standing at the 20-yard line waiting for that, and it will be 4th down.
Yeah, Blackwell played that perfect. I mean, he kept an eye. I mean, just had the offensive lineman and just, went right through him and made the play.
Again, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, we invite you to go over there and subscribe to it. We're 76 away from 1,000, and once we hit 1,000, that puts us into a lot more spots. But I tell you, we see more people view this after the game. They go back and watch it. Stay tuned for highlights to come out of this weekend. Contest from all 5 of our teams. Back to punt for the Trojans. Good to see that young man back in there. He went off, and that's going to get over the head. No, it doesn't. Washington goes back there and fills it like a shortstop, grabs that one, and now Washington getting to the outside to the inside, now the 40. And back-to-back possessions, the Trojans will start, and I'm just as impressed by the catch as I was the run from Washington right there.
I would have liked to have been looking at Coach Bachman to see if he was doing this,
That's that. No. Go.
That's it. I mean, it was one of those you're like, because that ball's knuckling. I mean, that's a tough catch there for sure.
Trojans really showing some signs of offense in this one. Had a tough one last week in that scrimmage down at Acadiana. Acadiana very, very good this season. 1st down and 10 for the Trojans. Feaster in the backfield, looking over now and heads back over to the sideline. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 this way. DJ Scott is to the near side. Back to pass. It's Feaster, and he's wanting to go over the top. Just a pretty touch on that one. Jalen's got it. Turned around. They're checking him out at the 1, so give him 37 yards on that pass and catch, and the Trojans will hurry and get down there.
I think it's at the 3.
They're going to mark him out at the 3, so 34 yards officially on that one. And Coach is writing down all those stats for us because he was keeping stats for us this game. Handoff goes to JT. JT's looking for a second score, but he's met by that interior line of the Rebels and did a good job. Coach, what does Lindsey have in rushing this game?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Doug.
Wow.
I got a little excited. This is quick. I'm going to get used to this.
It does
I'm going to
go
have to change
fast.
my stat sheet for sure.
2nd down and goal to go for your Trojans. Here comes a man in motion. That is Scott to the near side, rolling out, wide open. Is Mingo diving, and he's not going to be able to get it. A little too much zip on there, and he's got to be able to float that one, put a little more touch on that.
Boy, I tell you, his eyes were this big.
Right.
I mean, and of course, Mingo's was too because he was wide. He was expecting a nice little, and he put a little too much on it.
Yep, Amirion Mingo, my Mingo, just in and out of the hands. Everybody had to dive for it. Feaster set to go to work. He's got Washington to the top. Mingo and Marquise Butler to the near side, and out with them comes Townsend. So you've got 4 wide, 3 to the near side. I think that opens up a lot of room to run to that pylon for Lindsey. But back to pass, looking for the slant and wide open. Now Feaster's got to spin around. He's coming to the near side, got to fight it off. Steps inside one, looking downfield, throws this one in the back of the end zone and over the top. And We talked to coaches earlier about Feaster, and they liked the way he kept his eyes down the field, and he did it the entire time there. You'd like to see him maybe tuck that one in and take off running.
Yeah, and he's a big kid. You know, he can shake a few defenders. And he's also the holder. That
Right.
It's kind of odd that in high school there.
Best hands on the team is Amirion Mingo, and they run him a little bit of quarterback too, so he can pick it up from there and throw the ball away. Van Dyke set for this one. This is a 21-yard attempt, trying to make this one 24-0. Snap is high, but Mingo's got that one. Sets himself to Van Dyke, and that kick is up, and that was the ugliest 3 points you'll see. But it's good. Trojans 24, Rebels 0, back right after this.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
We are back to DC Bill Bates Stadium. Your Trojans in command in this one, up by 3 scores, 24-0, 5:42, just 9.5 really into this one, 9 minutes and 18 seconds, if you will, into this one. Again, 2 15-minute halves sandwiched around a 15-minute halftime, and it's been, to say the least, all Trojans.
Yeah, Mesh hit the last kickoff to the 5. I think he's getting comfortable, getting excited.
We'll see what he does with this one. Hits it high into the 5, again about the 7, where it's picked up by Grimes. Grimes now looking to get back to the middle, breaks a tackle, but is going to be brought down. And really the best starting field position for the Rebels out to the 27.
Yeah, and the one thing about Pineville, they're staying true to themselves. I mean, I know, right now they're probably just looking for something positive. Ash's defense has just been everywhere.
And that's what we talked about in the keys to the game earlier. Would this defense be able to dictate time of possession? And time of possession not necessarily always about having the ball more, but dictating and playing your tempo. And that's exactly what the Trojans have done here on this Friday night in August. First down and 10 for the Rebels. 5:32 to go here in the first. Handoff is right back up the middle, and that's the way that the Trojans have started things, playing that defensively. That is Jalen Whitty is the senior quarterback for him and has really not been able to get out and get much going.
Yeah, and Wright was there. I mean, Wright was there to make the play on that 46. I mean, he just closed that quickly.
Yeah, Xavier White coming up and making that. He is just a sophomore, Coach.
Jeez, the big kid.
Second down and 8 for the Rebels from the 28. Whitty comes up under center, and you'll see him take that squatted down stance that a lot of those folks out of the northeast Louisiana area do, which is where Bell did his prepping. And Whitty pulls that and gets to the outside, but not before the Trojans bring him down. And it'll be third down and 3. Let's give him.
I tell you, discipline, looking in the backfield, making sure that, who has the ball. I mean, 3 Trojans on that tackle there. Yep. 3 Trojans.
And a lot of times we've seen Whitty be able to break that in. Whitty coming back in there, gets the play from the sideline and works his way back to that huddle. 20 seconds on the play clock and counting, 4.5 to go here in the first. Third down and 3. Whitty comes up under center now. He brings Grimes in motion. Grimes will go the other way, and Whitty now looking to option, and that is read beautifully, but a great job. Oh, and coming up, and that's a big-time hit. Oh, baby, was that a good one. Knocks the ball out of bounds, and it will be fourth down, and tremendous work. I don't know if we have that one.
Jason Blackwell with that tackle.
Blackwell coming up, and it almost went into the hands of the Trojans defender, Carrick Gaines. Gaines almost a recipient of that one. And Coach Lott would have definitely termed that a slobber knocker.
Yeah.
Last year.
They get the first down because it's fumbled forward. I wish the rule would change to where if it goes out of bounds, they go back to where the fumble was.
First down of the night for the Rebels. From the 30s, give it the 37-yard line and cutting upfield, now getting settled. couple of men in motion, and that one's going to
got
come back before it gets started. So you saw Grimes go in motion right before Roberts was set. 2 men moving in motion at the same time. The snap is what you'll see. That very play haunted the Trojans back in 2020, and those that were listening to that game know what I mean.
Boy, yeah.
3:45 and counting here from DC Bill Bates' first half. It has been all Trojans, to say the least.
I tell you, Pineville's fighting,
Well, they're true to what they wanted to do. They're established, and this is still just a jamboree is all that it is, Coach, and they're working on this to get ready for week 1. Whitty with the handoff up the middle. There's that interior line. He'll get back most of the penalty yardage. It'll be second down at a long 10, perhaps give him just a 10-yard to go for the second down.
Kirk on the tackle there, senior. I mean, you can tell that these guys have played a lot of football. They're very disciplined.
You want to come out in this one and set the tone defensively, and the Trojans have done just that. Rebels have yet to make it past midfield. They have not been in plus territory tonight. There's that big shift that you see again that brings Grimes and Roberts over to the near side. Grimes kind of set up in the H-back. Now he'll go the other way. Handoff right up the middle and nothing doing into the teeth of that Trojan defense, and a timeout is taken.
Yeah, Jeremiah right there. I mean, just, there wraps him up. I mean, doesn't get a second chance.
Look like they're calling a timeout. The Trojans are. Bachman is all the way out, and he's talking to Aiden Walker on the field. And as talented as Aiden Walker is, I got to believe our man running the camera tonight, Roger Walker, is doing a yeoman's work himself, manning that one. Been year number, Raj has been with us here from the start, hadn't you, Raj? Yes, he has. Doing a tremendous job and couldn't do any of it without him. A lot of faces have changed, but Raj has been here through it all. 3rd down and 8 in this one. Coach, thoughts on the Trojans here in the first half?
Very impressed, very impressed. I was going to tell you that the announcer, the broadcaster, it'd be a lot easier if we had the NFL rules where the defensive lineman had certain numbers, because I tell you what, it's hard looking at these numbers, these low numbers on these defensive linemen.
It is, and thankfully they're alphabetical on our
That's
roster,
right.
so you're able to track it down. 3rd down and 8, Rebels on their deepest drive, but it's got them just to their own 40-yard line. Whitty back under center now will bring Grimes in motion back to pass, but here comes that pressure. Turning around and almost intercepted by the Trojans. Goodness gracious. I mean, Jaden Lewis, all he has to do is catch that one. But he was turned around looking deep, and that's one of those that you're out in center field. It's this way, and you have to turn around the other way. But how impressed have you been with Jaden Lewis tonight?
He's everywhere. I tell you, of course, that right there is one just like the one that Feaster had down here. It's like he knows he has it. He knows he's going to make the play, and he just takes his eye off of it.
Well, and that's something. Whitty was rolling, and off his back foot he throws that one, and you just got to make sure that you don't do that.
Uh-oh.
Snap is rolling around. He's going to have to pick it up, and that's probably going to be the best thing that'll happen coming up and making the tackle, and that is number 5 for the Trojans, Amarion Ford. And goodness, that is the best play for the Rebels tonight.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's just a contusion. Hopefully it's just a bruise. I mean, he did go straight, into the knee. That was their second first down.
Yep.
Busted play, but, took advantage of the opportunity.
As we do not leave the camera on the injury. We'll post back down there if once we see what's going on with it. But let's take this opportunity to step away and take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be right back. You're watching Ash Trojan football right here on 446.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Big hand for number 43, Bryson Phoenix. And, Coach, you talked about him in the freshman game, the JV game, just did everything. That young man is 6'2", 220. Goodness gracious. And the future here is bright for Bryson Phoenix. Hope he hangs in there. Got that run, did a fantastic job of getting the ball back up for the first down. Back-to-back first downs for the Rebels here as they get inside Trojan territory to the 43-yard line. Grimes in motion. Whitty's going to take it to the near side, though, and he gets swallowed up. Good work inside. Number 46 for the Trojans is Xavier White, the sophomore defensive lineman who's been, Coach, we've called his name plenty of times. Hang on, where'd you go? There you go.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing more in the linebacker position right now. But, I mean, filling the gap, I mean, just sure-handed tackler. I mean, that's what it is, sure-handed tackler. It looks like 43 from Pineville. Looks like the trainer looked at his knee, and hopefully it's not anything serious.
And again, you don't want to really push anything in this game because the future's so bright. There goes Grimes again in motion, but the handoff is right up the middle to Aiden Tate, another one of those sophomores here, successful. And the Trojans get a timeout as it brings up third down.
Yeah, I tell you, Ford, fill that gap quick. Boy, this goes back to how important that dropped interception is. I mean, you get that interception there.
Then you don't have the punt. You don't have that. That's correct. But look, that's and you throw in any cliche you want. That's why he's on defense. No, that young man can play. It's just one of those things that happened, and the ball got on him, and was unable to pull that one in. But it looked for big things out of the junior defensive back Jaden Lewis this year.
Yeah, and this is Bachman get in this huddle saying, hey, this is adversity here. It's 3rd and 5. Just gave up a play that we weren't expecting. Make it happen here and make them punt or make them make a decision.
Well, and that's one of the things that you talk to Coach, and it's like, compete. We just want our guys to go out and compete, and they have done that. They have set the tone from early on, been on the field a while, has that defense, but it's just because that offense has scored so quick. 1:37 remaining here. Trojans well in hand on this one, 24-0, 3rd down and 5 from the Trojan 38-yard line. Woody back under center. There goes Grimes again. This one's going to go right up the middle and nothing doing. Well, give him 4 on it, I guess. Had a good rush at it. It looked like he wasn't as far back, and that's going to get him inside. And I promise you, the Rebels are not going to pull out and punt this one.
Yeah, he carried Nelson a few yards. Nelson started high on him, ended up grabbing him at the ankle to finally get him down.
Just shy. That'll bring up 4th down.
4th down and 1. Well, if you've got a play action in here and throw it down, this is where you do it because the Trojans are going to be up on there, and they're back within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage again. Good press coverage on the 2 receivers that are to the outside. Ooh. And the Trojans will take their 3rd time out. Bachman and defensive coordinator Josh Mercer wanted to see the setup and what the Rebels were going to come out with. We'll leave it right here. And wanted to see what they were going to come out with. Gets that 3rd time. Actually, can't take it into the half with you. Again, coming up at halftime, it'll be a 15-minute half. We'll see a big thanks to a lot of our sponsors. Specifically, up at the top of the scoreboard, you can see the Trojans courtesy of Wallace Eye Associates. You want to see the other scores, you can hop down to the bottom and look at that Sadler's Towing score scroll that is rolling across down there. 14-7, Westgate has the lead at halftime over Tioga. And Menard and Buckeye, I don't know if we've got the score. It may be going across the stream down there. I'm not sure what that is. We'll take a look at it. But here it's 24-0, under a minute. 4th down and less than a yard. Bunched in set. Whitty's got it, and they make that big shift around again. Big number 78 makes his way over to the right side as Gaines. Whitty handoff up the middle. It's going to be a 1st down. Good job. Oh, they're going to mark it. It's close. This is going to be our first measurement of it, and they're not going to give it to you. Yeah, that's a great job. Are they going to measure? No, it's first down Trojans. Without the measurement, they don't give it to them. First down, Trojans will have it right there. So a great job. Coach, that defensive interior line of the defense from play one has been solid. And here's some 14 minutes into this one, rise to the challenge.
Yeah, discipline there again. They had a little misdirection, brought a tackle to the other side. Thought, hey, may try to go that way. You know, they're oversized over there, and boy, they went up the middle, and Ash was ready.
So in case you wondered if the Trojans would take a knee and get into the half, no, sir. Amirion Mingo in at quarterback now for the Trojans, and don't think he's just going to run it. He can throw the ball as well. Gets that one to the far side before he's brought down. Trojans have no timeouts as they utilized all three on defense, but they will hurriedly get there. A minute is a long time.
Great tackle by number 3 on Pineville there. He went around the blocker and made the tackle.
You see on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard, the Trojans are out of timeouts. Great work keeping up with that. 33 and 32, or 37 seconds. Now 29, there we go. Back to pass once again is Mingo. He'll get to the near side. Now cuts up field. Got to put that ball away. And that very well may do things. They may have one shot of it left. I don't think this is what they drew up when they wanted to bring Mingo in for this package at 10 and 9 and 8 to go.
A little different there.
Perhaps a little hook and lateral back to pass as Mingo surveying. Goes over the top. Good-looking arm from Mingo. Got a man, but overshoots him. And time expires here at halftime, but what an explosive half it has been. Trojans on top 24-0 on this. We'll take a look at some of our sponsors, let you watch some of the field, and we'll come back with about 5 minutes to go in the half, and we'll let you know our thoughts on the first half, our thoughts on the second half. We'll be right back right after this.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation. Is your vision just not as crisp and clear?
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today. Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and...
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers. And we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation. For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs. And
is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we're back. D.C. Bill Bates Stadium here in Pineville, right off the expressway across from beautiful Lake Bulow on this Friday night in August. Final Friday night in August, I believe, isn't it? Because, yeah, next week, the 31st, is on a Thursday, and it kicks off that big Labor Day weekend. And the Tigers go down to Tampa to play Florida State. So everybody excited about that one. A little bit of revenge on the mind of the Tigers. Big night for the Trojans here in the first half. We're joined in the booth by my partner, Nick Magnano. See, I got it now. I'm learning as we go.
It's all good, brother.
Coach, first time that you've done football, I mean the real football. First time you've called the real football. Give me your thoughts on the game, the speed that the Trojans are coming, and how come we don't have stats here at halftime?
Well, I can tell you, I wish there was a 40-second play clock. I wish they had to run the play in the last 5 seconds of the play clock just to be the statistician. That was quick. I had a sheet. Everything was going to be, and man, you just get wrapped up. So I appreciate it. Hopefully, you won't fire me after this week.
It's just, it's basketball on grass here with these Trojans tonight, and Thomas told us, Coach Bachman told us they were going to get after the play clock tonight, and they've done just that. Looking ahead, we are on the road to Karen Crow next week. We'll go to Karen Crow and kind of give you an idea of the way the first half of this season looks. They'll go to Karen Crow. Week 2 was supposed to be at home against St. Thomas More in Game 3 of that 3-game set. You remember that electric game a couple of years ago at Alexandria Senior High School when the Trojans put up, 64 points in that game. And coming back the following year. St. Thomas More jumped out to a 21-0 lead, and that game came down to just a touchdown. It's an instant classic. 35-28 was the final in that one. They'll play the rubber match 2 weeks from tonight down in Lafayette at St. Thomas More. Then week 3 will be our first look at the new turf that is at Butch Stoker Stadium. You'll get to check that out. Contrary to popular belief, it is not purple. The first picture that you saw was just the end zone. But I got to go by there yesterday, and it really looks good. So the Trojans will welcome in Natchitoches Central in week 3 before they hit the road back to Gonzales, Louisiana, and East Ascension before a homecoming matchup as they welcome in Green Oaks to Butch Stoker Stadium, and that will start the district slate, and you'll see them go home and away throughout before normally that Thursday night. I think we've got a couple of Thursday night games this year. We'll go back and look at the schedule and keep you updated on that. A couple of minutes to go. Coach, the running of J.T. Lindsay there on those first 3 drives.
Yeah, very impressive. I mean, the guy kind of reminds me of, I know this is my age, but kind of reminds me of Eric Dickerson. Kind of runs a little, high, but he great vision, lets everything happen in front of him where a lot of guys hit the hole, that used to say if you wouldn't see the hole until it opened. It's what we used to do when we played, but I mean, he just sees it, he lets the blocks work, and I'm just smooth, just very smooth.
Vision going behind that offensive line that is experienced. A year ago they were all new. We replaced a lot of players at offensive line. They have gelled, and they did throughout the season, and have done that tonight. Have really opened up a lot of holes, but it's been the many weapons of the Trojans. You saw Feaster, and we talked about how he would respond in his first start as a Trojan quarterback. Started the scrimmage, but this is a controlled actual game with clock and time and down and distance and all of that, and I think he's done just fine.
Yeah, he's done great. Like I said, I'm sorry I don't have the stats for you. I would say he probably has 3 incompletions. Really hasn't pushed the ball down the field, but hasn't had to. But just a vision, and he can run. I mean, when you see he tucked the ball, ran, made a play, made somebody miss, just really, really good start.
Indeed it is. Saw great, good catch by Jalen Johnson to the far side. Defensively, Jeremiah Wright has been solid. Aiden Walker has been solid. But Jaden Lewis out of the defensive backfield has been strong. So you can just start working your way around. Elijah Nelson has been solid. That's down there. Xavier White, just player after player on this Josh Mercer coached defense have been solid. Rebels will get the football to start things off. They won the toss and deferred and gave the Trojans the ball. And in hindsight, Coach, might not have been a great idea because just about a minute later, the Trojans were in the end zone, one of their first 3 touchdowns.
I'll tell you, that's right. I mean, it's, that was one of the things last year with Brian Kelly and LSU, and one of the things that, you don't know, usually, boy, you put your defense out and you let them get after them, but boy, football has changed. I mean, football has changed. Now the first team goes. Ash reminds me a lot of, of the what Tennessee does. I mean, to be honest with you, Pineville's probably had the ball. I mean, time of possession, Pineville's probably had the ball more time, but Ash has just made all the plays they've wanted to.
Back deep to receive for the Trojans, for the Rebels, Jalen Forts and Landon Grimes. Grimes, the junior, 6 foot 160, and is very explosive. They try to find a way to get it into his hands. Mesh will get set to kick things off. And, Channing Mesh, the junior kicker for the Trojans, set to go to work. Again, 24-0. You see it courtesy of our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard up at the top. And we are underway for the final 15 in this one. That goes to Grimes to the near side's got it at the 7. Now looking for a hole up the middle. Good block there, but the Trojans are quick to get in and close that up. Colby Pope was in on that. Also, his just one number away, Xavier White. And we've talked about him on defense and special teams throughout the evening.
Yeah, he's been everywhere as well.
Who's got Rebel spirit out
I'll tell you,
there?
we had somebody in the press box here just talk about Ash's size, and just was really shocked on the size that Ash has across the board. I mean, they look like They look like a very athletic team. Very athletic team.
Indeed, they are, and if they can get the ball out on the corners, this is a good spot. You know that Bachman will have some things that he wants to work on, and we'll talk about that. We'll show some highlights of this. That's this Thursday night coming up at Walk-Ons at 7 p.m. You won't want to miss that one. Come out and be a part of the live audience in there. Enjoy the good food that they've got. Try the Uncle B's chicken tenders. There's a handoff up the middle, but Aiden Walker says, I don't think so. He's right there to get that one. And big number 10 has been everywhere.
He's just
tonight.
shooting the gap. I mean, he's reading it, shooting the gap. I mean, just beating them to the play.
Well, when that's the play that you've ran, and we saw the Rebels run that most of the time last year as well. He picks up a yard on it, 2nd down and 9, and coming back in, Jalen Whitty at quarterback, and Whitty is a star. If he can get onto the outside, he's got an opportunity to go, but the Trojans have had good contain on him tonight. 2nd down and 9, 14-15 remaining here in this one, 2 15-minute halves. Whitty calls for it. He's going to come to the near side, and coming up and making that stop for the Trojans was Jalen Kirk, number 13.
Yeah, stepped in. I mean, held containment, forced him back inside, but, I mean, it was really a solo tackle. But, you know, if he would have missed him, there were 3 Trojans just waiting.
And they've been getting 1, 2, 3 yards a carry. 3rd down and 7, it's difficult. But anytime the Trojans or anytime the Rebels have been back to pass, there's been those Trojans have come through almost like they're setting up the screen, but I don't believe they are because I don't think that your back is sitting back for the screen.
I think every drive there's been 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
Every Pineville drive has been 3rd and 7.
Whitty back under center now. Coming in motion to this side as Grimes. Handoff goes to the first man through. Makes a good job and going to get a 1st down. And that is just continued hard running by the Rebels. Number 30, that was Sebastian Millette.
Yeah, Ford missed that tackle. Probably the first missed tackle, you know, of the game. A solo tackle like that for him.
You know, if you're the Rebels and you receive the opening kickoff here in the 2nd half, you're doing what you want to do. Go out and get that 1st down, and they've done that here. 12:53 to go in this one. 1st down and 10 for the Rebels from their own 40-yard line. There is that shift. Brings Grimes to the wing on the far side by himself. Now he comes back in motion to the near side. That handoff is right up the middle. And going to be what I think is a face mask there at the end of it, as that came in an opportune time to get that, and that should add things on. And so they've brought in, who's listed as the defensive lineman on this one, is Millette. And we'll see what they go to tell us. They're going to say a personal foul face mask against the Trojans, and that's what I saw from here.
Yeah, that was on number 5, Ford. I don't think he was expecting him to lower the boom like that, and he went after him.
Yep, that'll be one of those 1st downs as a result of the penalty down into Trojan territory. And if you're Coach Bell and that offense for the Rebels, you couldn't have really picked a better way to start a 2nd half. This is Pineville Rebel offense. Get a couple of 1st downs, run some clock.
Yeah, this is what you want. You come out, you know, show some fight, show some grit. I'll tell you, they're falling forward.
Indeed, they are. Millette still in the backfield. He's been a difference maker back there in the backfield on this drive. Here comes Grimes in motion. Whitty's going to keep it himself and get swallowed up. Yeah, that was Wright and Nelson and Ford, and you just go down those offensive linemen and who you want to. Jalen Kirk coming up again from his linebacker spot. Pickup of a yard, but I'm telling you, they were all over the Rebels that time.
Yeah, meet at the quarterback there.
What does this Rebels offense have in store? 2nd down and 9. Coach, go ahead.
I tell you, I would try. I'd try a play action pass to Grimes here. I mean, I don't know if, free safeties, 8 yards from the line scrimmage.
They bring Grimes in motion. There's a little toss back to the near side, but great pursuit. Look at the backside. And so the play that was made by Kirk coming up and getting it. But there's Lewis again, who was out, ready to go, and it caused the running back that was there, 33, Eric Frazier, to slow down.
Yeah, Doug. I mean, the misdirection, if that's not going to work, you're not going to beat these guys to the edge. There's just no way. I mean, he was in he just followed the receiver. He went in motion, and as soon as he saw he was gonna get the ball, I mean, he caught him from the backside.
Doing great work out there again. Rylan Hall, senior DB for the Trojans, also 3rd down and 9. Here goes a handoff up the middle, and thought he had a little bit of room, but closing that one off was Xavier White. And again, we've called Xavier's name throughout the evening as well. And another 4th down, and you got nothing to lose. You go for you're in positive territory here. You got to go for this one.
Yeah, he closed that quick. I'm like you. I thought he was going to break it. I was actually looking at the free safety, seeing if Lewis was going to make the tackle, and he sure did. Xavier sure did close it quick.
Yeah, good to see 46 Xavier White. Just the tackling from the Trojans has been on point tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not many missed tackles at all.
10 remaining and counting here in the second half. 4th down and 6. Grimes in motion now, comes back this side to settle in, and that'll be a timeout called by the Rebels. Let's take a 30-second timeout with them, and we'll be right back. Trojans lead this one 24-0. Be right back.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Back to live action we go. Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano here, and Coach, just a dominant performance by this Trojan defense and offense as well. The Trojans scored on their first 3 possessions and then scored again on that field goal, and it's 24-0 in this one. And the defense trying to make a stand. They've already got 1 4th down stop. It was just a yard away. Whitty now back to pass. Grimes drifting out of the backfield, but nowhere to go. And Whitty's going to be rode down for a yard gain, but not nearly enough for the 1st down. And that was just big-time work there by Jeremiah Jeffers Wright to go in there and do that. And one of our keys to the game, could Wright in that defense take care of things? And I think that question's been well answered.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I tell you, I'm really impressed with the tackling. I mean, I really am, because there's misdirection. Pineville has some athletes, and they're just not missing any tackles.
See, it looks like Mingo in there at quarterback, and it is. He pulls that one, and the ball gets on the ground. He tried to pull that one out late, and the Rebels are going to have that. And I don't know that that experiment might not happen much again. Mingo tried to pull it out at the very last moment, and was unable to get the handle on it. And I think you might see Feaster back in there following this one. Feaster has been solid in this game.
Yeah, I mean, he was very, very indecisive on that one. He saw that he could keep it and go to the outside, and I think, last minute he tried to pull it, and the running back thought he had it, and that's what happens. Give Pineville some momentum here.
So the Trojans get a stop on 4th down, and on the very first play from scrimmage, they fumble it, put it on the ground, and time of possession really on the side of the Rebels here, starting the second half. Back to pass is Whitty. Whitty's got to square his body up. He throws this one, and good coverage out on the far side. See if we can get an eye who that was.
Walker was the one putting pressure. 22 is the DB that put the 22, which is Blackwell, put the hit on. Free safety put the hit on.
Yeah, and didn't have an opportunity to catch it. So we'll see what that Trojans defense. But this Trojans offense, since they got to the 24 spot, have been kind of out of sync. And if you know Coach Bogman, that's not going to bode well with him.
Yeah. And you don't want to be sloppy, even though you're winning 24-0. You want to come out first drive. You want to go down and score.
Handoff goes to Grimes to the near side. He's looking to get inside. No, there's Blackwell with a big time stop. My goodness.
Yeah, that's 2 back-to-back, hits that he put on.
Goodness, that's effective tackling.
Well, I thought he was just kind of shaking it off. I thought he was going to one knee there. What is he doing? Yeah, he's looks like his right knee's kind of bothering Blackwell.
But look at Grimes, how he just hops up from that good football tackle, but Grimes hops back up and gets back in the wing back position, ready to go to work. 3rd down and 10 for the Rebels. Grimes to the near side, now goes the other way. Woody's trying to go back the other way with it, hands it off inside, but the Rebels fall to the Trojan defense. The misdirection coming up and making a good play that time was Carrick Gaines.
Yeah, Kirk forced him inside, and Gaines was there for. Kirk just did what he's supposed to. Kept containment, forced him inside to where your defenders are flowing in, and both of them had a half tackle there.
Boy, dare I jinx this thing, but this Trojans had 3 touchdowns on the board by this time in the first half, and this second half just flying right along. Thank you. 8:13 and counting remaining here, down under 8:10, nearing that 6-minute official timeout. Back to pass is Whitty. No pressure. Everybody's back in coverage. Dumps that one over. And there's Blackwell again coming up and playing some defense. Out on that one was 88, Brady Baden. And we saw him do some good work in that JV game.
Yeah, he did. And Blackwell played that perfect. Didn't go through him, didn't go early. Didn't, how many times did the DB go through the back there and give them that first down? But he played it well.
Did a wonderful job at it. Clock stopped at 7:55, so that is back-to-back 4th down stops. We'll see if the Trojans are able to get something going. They keep Mingo in there at quarterback. We may have seen all of Feaster tonight coming in motion for the Trojans is Scott. Correction, that's Washington. And now Washington goes back the other way. That's JT. JT's got it for the first time in a long time, hurdling one would-be tackler, spun around, going to be just outside the first down marker. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Trojans. We'll see if they continue to go fast. First time we've seen JT with it. Coach, back since the first half.
Yeah, it has been a while. A nice 10-yard run there on 1st down.
2 receivers to the near side. Lindsey's going to get it again. No, Mamai's got it himself. Mingo cuts back up front. He's inside Rebel territory to the 49-yard line of Marion Mingo. Mingo and Lindsey, and that will be halfway through. So halfway through, they're going to take that official's timeout. For a minute, we'll take it with them. Trojans lead at 24-0. You're watching ASH Trojan football right here on 446 Sports.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates.
Back to live action we go here, finishing up the halfway through timeout. Mingo in at quarterback. He's got JT back there flanked to his left. JT's going to get it and try to cut it back up, but he's met there by the interior of that Rebel defensive line, who has played solid here in the second half. Look, they're going to call perhaps a holding. Is that what we see?
Yeah.
That is. It'll be against the Trojans, and that'll back them up. Holding is against the Trojans, and they'll mark it off from the spot. That's where it gets tricky in high school. They mark holding from the spot, so you've seen some penalties. Now, it doesn't come into play on this one, but we'll further explain some of those things and the rule changes as we go along. But holding is a difficult penalty because it is called from the spot. 2nd down and 11. Mingo flanks Lindsey now to his left. Jumping back onside go the Rebels. 6:58 and counting here. Back to pass now is Mingo. He's looking over the top and goes that way, and nobody there. But Scott and Washington were being bodied up pretty well.
I tell you there, the 16 from Pineville kind of stiff-armed him on receiver on that pass. I guess it wasn't catchable, I guess.
Well, who knows if it wouldn't have, wouldn't have held him up. Back is Mingo. Mingo zings this one, and going through the ball, that is on the ground and incomplete. E.J. Scott, that'll bring up 4th down, and for the first time tonight, the Trojan punt team will make their way out, and you certainly got to believe. Not sure who was going to come out and punt for the Trojans this year, but the punt team does come on, and it looks like Van Dyke will come out. Is that right? Is that who you have there?
Yeah.
Or is that Crenshaw?
I think that's Van Dyke. I think 30 was 20. Yeah,
23
25.
or 25. I didn't see when he came out.
Okay.
That bounces around. Got to
Ooh.
get this one off,
gosh.
and he does.
No, it was Crenshaw. Sorry.
And that bounces around, nearly hits one of the Rebel up men, and it'll roll down at the 21-22 yard line. And not sure how he got that one away, but a great job by Crenshaw to get that kick out of there. Daniel Crenshaw, the junior linebacker. And the Rebels will have it once again with just 6.5 to go.
22-yard line once again. Winfield Tigers make their way into DC Bill Bates Stadium next week.
Again, we appreciate all of those that have tuned in to watch this one tonight on our Facebook page or on our YouTube page. If you've watched it, head on over to our YouTube page, subscribe to it. Doesn't cost you a nickel, and you'll be able to follow Ash Trojan football. And you'll also see Pineville this year, Tioga this year, Menard, and Buckeye all will be on 446 Sports. Whitty got his Rebels back, 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Handoff goes to Grimes to the near side coming up. Good stiff arm, but the Trojans are there to run him out of bounds. And that was good work by Jalen Kirk.
Yeah.
And they called him inbounds when the forward progress was stopped, and that'll keep the clock running. Well done, officials. 2nd down, 6:09 remaining, and give him a yard. 2nd down and 9 out to the 23-yard line. Go the Rebels. Not in a hurry to do anything here at this point in the game, Coach. I just think you want to try to get out of this one and get ready to start the regular season.
Yeah, and Kirk real disciplined there, not throwing him down out of bounds, stopping
Correct.
the play as well.
Because you do see that happen
That's
often.
Mm-hmm.
Rebels will be right back here next Friday night at home. Here comes good pursuit from the backside. Yeah, Whitty trying to go somewhere and not happening. As
Christian Ray.
Great work. Yeah, Christian Ray came up there, another one of those senior defensive linemen. And 3rd down and long, 24-yard line. They go 3rd down and 8.
Looks like Ash is gone. It looks like Tate's in at linebacker 49. 14 is Tristan Layfield's in. Looks like 90 hasn't been getting as much time, so it looks like they've gone to the bench. 18 out here is Hall.
And remember, a lot of these guys played tonight because of that freshman and JV game.
Right.
5:07 remaining. Whitty has gone the distance at quarterback for the Rebels, and that keeper picks up 3, but it's going to be 4th down again. And they've went for it a couple of times and not got it. Expect for them to come out and kick it away. And they will trot their punt team out there. Looks like we'll have a new punter out for the Rebels. That's going to be number 28. We'll see who that is. Brennan Davis, the junior punter. Back deep to receive. It should be Washington. Again, the way we're set here, that's on the side of him. That is Washington. He stands back at the Trojan 42-yard line. New punter in for the Rebels. Snap is back, kick is away, and it's a low liner. Still fair caught, and it is. That's just one of them line drives to the outfield, caught at the 42-yard line, and we'll see Mingo and that offense make their way back out here.
Yeah, great job there on Ash's defense.
Menard in the 4-4-6 battle at Buckeye. Menard 26, Buckeye 7 in that one. So great work by the Eagles tonight, and Coach Ben McLaughlin and that Buckeye team need to regroup and get going, and you'll hear them tell you they get better from this Jamboree to next week. But 4 of our 5 teams played each other, so you got an opportunity to listen to a couple of different broadcasts on there. Of course, the Pineville Rebel broadcast here, and then ours on the Ash side of it, and you hear a little bit of a different call each way that you go. Quickly getting back out there is that offense and Amirion Mingo. First time that we've seen the two receivers stacked to the far side with nobody to this side, and Mingo goes right there. That pass is completed out to the outside, and there he goes. Going to be driven out of bounds, but not before about a 20-yard gain by Washington. And the Trojans trying to get something going. Johnson and Washington rush to get to the near side. Now they have to back way up to get back onside. Mingo doing the right thing by watching it go. He's going to hand it off right up the middle, and that is Lindsey cutting back to the inside. Picks up maybe 5 on the play, 3:49. The Trojans trying to not add another score to it, but just get their offense functioning that has been in a funk for the last 3 or 4 series. Mingo quickly over to Washington to the near side, and that's that play we saw on the other side, out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock. 2nd down and 2, third down and 2. So the Trojans are just running that, they're flipping that offensive set to the wide side, whichever one it is. Now there's a handoff, goes to Lindsey. Lindsey cuts up the middle, bangs around, picks up the first down inside the 30 to the 27, where it'll stop momentarily for the first down. 3:17 and counting. Trojans lead this one 24-0. You see it on top of the scoreboard of our video here at the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. You can catch up with all of the other games at our Saddlers Towing ticker down at the bottom. Easy for you to say.
Johnson just checked in for Lindsey.
And Mingo's going to keep it himself and try to get to the outside, but good work brought down. That's that young man looked like number 15 defensively, but I don't see one. We'll see who hops up. That's 16, in fact. Jaden's playing for the Trojans this year. Bryant Durbon is in there, but first down and 10 for the Trojans. Yeah.
20-yard gain there on Mingo.
Right back up the middle for the Trojans goes Tylen Johnson. We saw Tylen run the ball well last year. Scored late in the season, did Johnson. Mingo has Johnson in the backfield with him, 2:39 remaining here. Johnson's got it up the middle. No, Mingo's going to keep it. Mingo's diving for it, and he's going to be in. That's a touchdown. My Mingo. Touchdown, Trojans. See if we can look back at that one again and see what we had on it. And that's just going to be Mingo. And you'll watch him on your screen as he comes up. And this is when I usually go to the telestrator, but it's just a marker on the screen, so Brett doesn't let me use that highlighter anymore. So you're just going to have to take my word for it and know that Mingo fakes this one to Johnson, and Mingo's going to keep it himself and make his way on the end zone, and a good dive across the goal line to get in there. Back to add the extra point. That kick is up from Van Dyke, and it is good. And the Trojans lead this one 31-7. 2:37 to go. We'll be right back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier. Transactions are getting safer. And you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use. Anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Back to action we go here. There was a personal foul following the end of the play, roughing the kicker, and that's going to move it up 15 yards from what would have been the 40. Now it will go to the 45-yard line, and this is one of those Trojans have ran the onside kick a lot. I don't expect it to happen here late in this one, up 31-0. This is, Coach, you talked about, this is one of those you want to try to kick as far as you can, see if you can put it through the uprights.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
Ball's been going to about the 5 or 7 yard line. You get 15 yards out of it, so that puts it just shy of it. We'll see what he's got.
Is the first. No, it's not. He kicked off the start the second half.
Correct. Channing Mesh stands in there, and we'll see if he's able to put a foot into this one. Drives it deep, and it's got a shot. Boy, put a real good leg, and it does. It goes through. Unfortunately, don't get anything out of it, but needless to say, that's what you want to do is just drive it through. And that's a harmless touchback, but it's one of those that's non-returnable, and that's what you want.
Yeah, there you go, Chan. Get it through there. Of course, we got to adjust that during high school season. We got to get them down for high school soccer season. But,
we'll see that after football wraps up, Coach. 2:37. Yeah, he's going to be skying them high over the goal.
That's it. I'll tell you, we've got Peyton Hobbs in now on the defensive line for Ash.
Whitty comes back in at quarterback where he's been there the distance. He brings in Hakeem Mix, the sophomore wide receiver behind him. Saw good running out of Millette a little bit earlier, but 2:37 in this one as Whitty gets back under center. That big offensive line for the Rebels stretched out 7 wide and brought down after a pickup of 2.
49, huh? Was that Joel Tate?
49, yep. And you'll see the Rebels start to run a lot of that clock off there. And both the teams, the one thing you want to get from this game here now is to get out of it clean.
That's it.
None of this tomorrow is going to matter except what you've got to work on. They'll take the successes out, but you'll build from this. And the Trojans do have some concentration issues, I think, to work on when they got the big lead. But again, offensively, things changed up. Whitty keeps it himself, but he's going to be brought around, held up for a while by number 46, Xavier White. And I have been just really impressed by the work of White tonight. Aiden Walker, of course, Lewis, Blackwell, Wright, Elijah Nelson. It goes on, the contributors from this Josh Mercer-led defense.
Yeah, Hall was a little slow getting up. I don't know if he hurt his shoulder, if it's just his jersey was.
Well, another thing, Coach, to look at, too, is it's hot out there.
Yeah.
And these guys have been playing a long time. And, most of them are practicing in the mornings, trying to get out of it. But here it is just hot and muggy.
Yeah, for sure.
Handoff goes right up the middle. Good job of just putting a shoulder down and making that tackle. I think it was more of just running over the tackle, and that was number 32, Andrew Monicut, the sophomore defensive back. Saw him in that JV game.
Yeah. It was like, hey, step in the hole, and then all of a sudden, there's a big guy in front of me.
That's right. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. The Trojans trying to preserve the shutout tonight. Great start to Jamboree time. Handoff goes up the middle.
Yeah, you can tell Ash getting a little tired there. They kind of falling back. Still making the tackles, but kind of falling backwards there.
Again, we talk about fatigue setting in. Haven't, quite frankly, seen as many cramps as I thought I would see tonight, which is great on the conditioning of these teams and the hydration that they've been able to maintain.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Thursday night, we will be out at Walk-Ons at 7 o'clock for the Thomas Bachman Show. We'll see highlights from tonight's contest. We'll look ahead to the Karen Crow Bears. There goes Whitty to the far side. He's going to be rode down by number 51. That's Peyton Hobbs, sophomore defensive lineman. And that will wrap things up here from the Jamboree in 2023. Going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up from DC Bill Bates Stadium. We'll be right back right after this.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And you see the teams shaking hands. The coaches will meet out at midfield, and that lets you know that this one is over. This is the Trojan wrap-up show. We'll talk more again to Coach Bachman on Thursday night. It's going to be an exciting show. Anytime you come out of a Jamboree win like this, that sets you poised. But the schedule just slaps you in the mouth right away as you go on the road to Karen Crow to take on the Bears. And then you'll face St. Thomas More in week 2. East Ascension in week 3. Natchitoches Central back home in week 3. East Ascension down in Gonzales in week 4 before homecoming in Green Oaks. And then you get into that just gauntlet of a District 2 5A that's on there. Some of the things that stood out to me in that first half was the running of J.T. Lindsay. I thought that Ty Feaster orchestrated things well at the quarterback position, and that defense was dominant from start to finish.
Yeah. I mean, clean sheet. It was a 0 for the defense. Great tackling, great individual tackling. They did gang tackle as well, but a lot of times they didn't have to because the first man, took them down. The quarterback did what he's supposed to. Kept clean, no interceptions, no fumbles. Feaster in the first half, that is. And like I said, couple throws there. He probably wants back. He'll look at the film and say, but by and large, I mean, he was clean and the offensive line gave him enough time, majority of time. And I tell you, Lindsey he's going to be fun to watch.
He
is going to be fun to watch.
And then you get the ball around to the different players that have the speed on them. Also, a lot of names that we were familiar with, but some that we just learned tonight. Of course, I'm familiar with Jaden Lewis, but he had his coming out party tonight. Daniel Blackwell had such a great game. That offensive line showed that they are there to play. A seasoned group that was replaced. They came in and started as younger players a couple of years ago, and it's just really been solid for them. Jason Blackwell played great. Garrett Gaines had a great game in there. Channing Mesh and Van Dyke kicked the ball well tonight. E.J. Scott on the wide out. Darius Washington, Jimmy Duncan, Jalen Johnson, Omarion Ford at the center, at the middle linebacker spot. I do think moving Aiden Walker to the defensive line from linebacker made him a little bit quicker. I don't think he was as quick at linebacker because he had to get to where he was going. But coming off of that defensive end spot, Aiden might have found himself a spot.
Yeah, and it looks like they ran away from him. I mean, he had one tackle in the second half. I mean, I did do the stats for the second half. I didn't see, he had more tackles in the first half. I wish I would know. But I'll tell you, Xavier White had 5 tackles in the second half. You had Kirk, who had 5 tackles in the second half, which that was second level, for those guys. So maybe, and Pineville kept the ball. Maybe the defense line was getting a little more worn out. So that was second level stuff for them. But once again, it was probably the last 3-4 minutes that they kind of they were grabbing, they weren't tackling as clean. They weren't wrapping up as clean. And the second half was 15 minutes, and I would imagine Pineville probably kept the ball for 11 of it.
Indeed they did, and the Trojans get the only touchdown out of it. We said control time of possession at the first. They did that. We said, how is Ty Feaster going to be? And he did solid. Very good from there. And would this fast-paced Ash offense be back? And indeed they were. So congratulations on your 3 keys to the game. All successful. Brought to you by Why Not Stop. Our Southern Air cool play of the game, I got to believe, goes to JT Lindsey and those runs that he had early on. Really set the tone as he cuts to the far side and goes to the house, some 45-plus yards. Had to have over 100 yards rushing in the first half for JT Lindsey on some big runs. So that is our Southern Air cool play of the game. JT Lindsey, the 45-yard touchdown. That was the first score of the game, and we'll have that up and posted for you later on this weekend. I think that's going to wrap things up for us. We go on the road to Karen Crow next Friday night. You'll be able to have the pregame show. We'll start at 6:30. We will have kickoff at 7 p.m. Join us, speaking of 7 p.m., out at Walk-Ons Thursday night for the Thomas Bachman Show. Year 8 that we're here covering the Trojans, year 5 that we will be out at Walk-On. So that'll wrap things up. Coach, great job tonight from my man Roger Walker on camera, pushing all of the buttons tonight. Brother-in-law Brett Stallsby did a great job. For my man Nick Magnano, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night. We'll see you next week.